America is in turmoil today. Its complex problems are chronically connected because each draws us toward our demise. Things like a failing school system, a growing national deficit, a failing healthcare system, unsafe cities, a moral compass that continues to shift away from God. Our children are rebelling, true justice is lost, and the church in America is failing. Some Americans are in denial about what's happening in our nation. They see our problems but blithely dismiss them as a phase in our evolution as a nation. How foolish. These are those who place their hope in broken systems, broken structures, and broken people. To be sure, no system, party, or presidential candidate can resolve the issues our nation faces. We are at the precipice of our fall. Without the help of Almighty God, we are in an inextricable condition. There is but one hope for America and the world. To recover from what is imminent, the Church in America and worldwide must look at God's divine blueprint for the ages. It is found in 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, not politics, not a system, not a person, but God's people who are called by my name. The people called by God's name are all over the planet called Earth. They passionately come before God with conviction to believe. These people are not interested in the opinions of mere mortals, for they know that God has the answers. Such people will humble themselves. They do not run up to God's throne seeking His power and favor while they continue in their sins. Rather, they weep before His throne for change. This is why God's blueprint for recovery demands that His people humble themselves. Far too often people run to God with their preconceived ideas, unwilling to listen to what God says about a matter. They run to Him with limited understanding and assume that this is how God thinks. Ultimately, believers must be willing to be still and know that God is in control. Once we understand this fact, we can then and only then pray. Our humility will help us align our thinking with God's. It causes us to be less self-centered and more God-centered. Then we can truly seek His face and empty our minds and hearts to His way. This will enable us to turn from our wicked ways. When we leave our own way of thinking and become open to His voice, we can recover, knowing that we are in the presence of an all-knowing eternal God. Finally, the Word tells us, "Then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and will heal their land." This is America's only path to becoming a great nation. It's a message of hope and a promise that if we, as God's people, take action, we can transform our world.